teams. Welcome to Wednesdays with Wendy and Lisa. It's a thing. This is our March Madness. Lisa had an inspiration and we're going to run with it. I think it's going to be a great idea. So what we're going to do tonight is I'll just go ahead and do announcements quick so that everybody is on board with what's going on with Plexus. First and foremost, when you hear what Lisa and I have to talk about later on, you're just going to laugh because Plexus, we're just on the same page. Virtual Express Live is tomorrow night. So if you're not registered for that, it's still plenty of time to register at 7 p.m. Central Time. And the topics are how to get to silver. There's going to be a business testimony. There's going to be a testimony about increasing retention. There's going to be a testimony about how to handle objections. And there's going to be health training. So if you haven't registered for that, you should have gotten an email. You can hop on your email and register. If you didn't get the email, go ahead and message me privately. I will get you all hooked up with that. Share the Love has been continued through the 15th. So that means dollar enrollments, which is pretty exciting. And also the free shipping, and the code for the free shipping is Share Love, all one word. SAM 2020 is still working. And so actually, if you do the math, the SAM 2020 is a better deal than the free shipping. So if you want, you could always throw shipping in as an incentive for somebody. But anyway, that you do what you want to do, handle your business the way that you want to handle your business. But just so you know, that code is still working as well. Success sprints are still going on, which is super exciting. And right now, if you assign 3 folks, you get 100 points. Or if you get a customer that orders 75 PV, you get 100 points. Our forfeit group starts again on March 15th. So make sure that you are inviting to that. If you need information on that, we did have a Zoom this week in the Be Well, Be Free page. If you didn't get a chance to catch it, let me know. I'll tag you in the Zoom. Super great information. Then people can see how much fun we have. Like, it was a fun Zoom. They gave away prizes during that Zoom. Lisa is talking to someone else while I am doing the announcements.
I'm not.
Oh
I'm
my gosh. Anyway, so, but Lisa, Beck, and Amanda did the Zoom and they did a great job. And Lisa talked a lot about some of the success that we're having with our BFIT group, or with our forfeit group. And so if you're not a part of it, definitely let us know. We'll get you hooked up and start inviting for the March 15th. Last but not least, as far as announcements go, the product of the month this month is Mega X. And so the way that that works is if you add the product of the month to your subscription, you get 50 perk points that you can use towards getting free products. Mega X, if you're not taking it, is awesome. It is a plant-based omega supplement, so no fishy burps. Look it up on our website. It's great, great, great stuff. Helps you sleep. That's my favorite thing about it. It's the thing that I love the most. Anyway, Lisa has just been, Lisa does this. She gets inspired and she just runs with things. And so she sent me a video today. So to start this out, I am going to show you guys a video. I'm going to show you my impressive screen share. She says, here we go. And we're going to go ahead and watch this video. And
it's only 3 minutes.
Here we go. So I loved that. I loved that when I saw it. I sent it to my kids, and I'm just excited to. Oh, hi. So give me 2 seconds to fix that. We're clapping. We're so excited for the video. Hang tight with me, folks.
So
All right. Okay. That's better.
I like that.
So, all right, Lisa, take it away.
All right. So I bet that when all the animals were being named, you identified with somebody, with one of them, the fastest, the cheetah, the fox, the smartest, hopefully not the elephant, the biggest, but it kind of got me thinking about how we're all so different. We are all so different. And in our doing this business, I think it shows us our strengths, but it also exposes our weaknesses. And nothing, well, most nothing, if that's the right way to say it, has challenged me more than this business.
Mm-hmm.
But what we all have in common is that every single one of us that's on this call right now, every single one of us that has picked up the torch, we are all the lion. And we are different than all the others that didn't decide to do this. How many people do you see would be really great at this business, and yet they don't do it? Because they're not the lion. We are. And so I just want everybody to see that about themselves. I want everybody to understand that about themselves. And I want everybody to believe that what you're doing is important and you're different. You're different than the rest that decided they couldn't, wouldn't, didn't have the belief in themselves, whatever it was. We are the lion, and that's so important. The thing about this business is you get to see your talents, like I said, but your weaknesses, they also blare, and they blare sometimes louder than your strengths. And so what I see a lot happen to great leaders that I have helped develop, that I've watched in their walk, is that they get defeated. They get defeated by the quitters. They get defeated by not holding rank. They get defeated by missing a goal. They get defeated because somebody they were sure was going to run with this didn't, and they feel like they failed. And some of that may be true because maybe we missed the boat with somebody. Maybe we didn't give it our all. Maybe we were the ones that needed to grow in that moment. And I know for me personally, this journey has just brought out insecurities in myself that I don't like. And if it wasn't for Wendy, my partner, like, I don't know how many messages I've sent to Wendy throughout this journey, feeling like a failure, feeling like I can't, expecting too much out of myself, feeling like I've disappointed so many people. And the thing about having a friend like that is that when I'm down, when I'm struggling, I'm so teary-eyed today, I'm sorry, but this really did spark a lot in me, is that I don't even have to tell Wendy what's going on. Wendy knows me so well because of our relationship, because of the journey we've had, that Wendy can breathe life into me and tell me what's going on before I even have to tell her where I'm struggling. Sometimes even better than my husband. and we have that because we've grown, just like you do with your husband, just like you do with your best friend. So as leaders, we're supposed to help bring that out of our teams and people that we're working with. I don't know how to do that if I am not in a growth mindset, because I can't be all things to all people. And if I start to beat myself up about that, I'm not going to help anybody. You know, when I get into that place where it's about me, it's how it's affecting me, how bad I feel, like all of those are legit and they are all valid. But the fact is, I'm never going to get past that if I don't grow. And so I see leaders struggling with things. It's why I asked the question in our group, like, what are people struggling with? Because most of us struggle with the same thing. We just feel isolated. And that's what Satan likes to do, you know, and I saw that forfeit community really just become something really awesome. And I know that we're working as a team, DD, I know that us leaders that always come together, we are working, you know, to build that community and to help each other with that. And so this just kind of brought some things out for me, some beginning things that I think we all need, but I think that we've probably forgotten. And I think we need to bring the basics back, so to speak. So like one of the things that I thought about is the fact that like color personality brings out such really cool things. If you've never taken the color personality test, and I think it's called the 2.0 strength finder 2.0.
That's right.
And that's with the color personality.
Yep.
Okay. So if you're not familiar with it, there's like basically 4 color personalities. You have red. I am red. So red. But I'm also blue. So fun. I get super bored, super easy if things aren't fun. But I also don't need to really be taught to go do stuff. Like even early on in the business, I didn't need to get taught. You know, I didn't know what I was doing, had no clue, didn't care. You know, I just did it and learned as I was going. But somebody who is a yellow, they're not going to do that. A yellow, they want to help people. That is who you are. You want to help people. And so you're not as driven, motivate, like that just go do. You want to take the time with people, which thank God, right? You teach me so much, you know, the green person, they're so hard to get started in a business because they have to know everything. And then there's so the green is like science, the yellow help people, the red are driven, they don't wait, they just do. And then the blue is all about fun. But the other thing that I learned is that we have strengths and we have weaknesses in all those color personalities, you know? So when we're in leadership and we're dealing with people that we're raising as leaders, it's so important to know how they tick, because if we don't understand how they tick, we're going to tick them off. We're going to shut them down. Like those are all important things as leaders. And I just feel like for me, 5 years in, I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I'm still having to start over and remember, you know, because my train kind of goes and then I forget to be nice. I forget, you know, just how other people tick. It's just such a give and take. So I as far as leadership and growth mindset and all those, there's one book that I read way back in high school. Like I read this book in high school. Don't know why. How to Win Friends and Influence People. If you have never read that book, get it on your to-do list. It is a simple book about relationships and how to help people. And that's what this business is so much about, is influence. And we all, being so different, still can influence people. You know, I see Krista's posts and your posts are always the same. You know, we get to see your family and you're consistent with your forfeit, and we get to see what Krista's about. That's influencing people. You know, Wendy, we know what we see when we see Wendy, when we see keto, and we know what her, you know, and creepy guys and things like that. You know, we all influence in some way. Doesn't matter what personality we are. We all have that ability. So I was just thinking one of the biggest things I think that people were saying, Wendy, was it like customers, keeping people?
So Lisa asked a question in our group chat. What is your biggest gripe with your business? Like, if you could just be totally honest with your biggest gripe. The number one thing that we saw more than once was retention. And number two was customers, communication, and customers following through with things like selling something to somebody and then having it go completely radio silent on the other end and not getting communication back. And so those were the two like main things. There was other things that I think all of us completely struggle with as well, but those were the two things that stuck out the most. People giving up too easily. So starting the products and not, not staying with the products, not giving it more than a month. So it kind of all revolves around that customer service and retention.
Yep. And that, I mean, yeah, that's our business. So something I was thinking about, it's kind of like, somebody working out super hard in a gym and going home and eating Big Macs. They're never going to see progress. I mean, it's the same with our business and what we're doing. If we don't grow in our mindset, all these things are going to be so bothersome that it could be paralyzing. I have recently felt this, and it used to just bother me so much when people leave. I used to feel like such a failure. I did something wrong. And sometimes back in the day, I was, because I was signing people. I forgot who I was signing. I wasn't actually giving them customer care, but now I have a system. My system has helped me with retention these last 2 months more than I've ever had retention in my business. Only one person dropped off, and I knew from the day I signed her, she wasn't going to stay. And I shouldn't have signed it. I shouldn't have, and I took it away several times, but I just knew that no matter what, she wasn't in it. You know how you get that feeling? Like you just know right away from the beginning that they're not gonna. And I just have decided people like that aren't going to get all my time because my time is small. It's spread. I can't force somebody to have what we have and to do what they need to do. I can't. And so I'm not going to work harder than the person I'm coaching. And that is just the way it is. Something I was talking about also, and I don't know how everybody else does this different, but there's 2 ways to sign up a customer or an ambassador. I always say, when we get to that point, okay, sounds like you're ready to order. Would you like me to walk you through the ordering process, or would you like to send me your information and have me do it for you? And I just let them pick. That has been super duper successful for me. But what wasn't successful for me is once I got that information, I became the babysitter of their account. I became they need to place an order. They need my subscription. I don't it was such a headache. And so I'm taking the time now to really walk them through their back office, show them where things are after I get their initial order. And so I don't know how you guys teach, as far as a system. I was talking to Amanda Dickerson about it. She says she never does that. She doesn't ever babysit accounts. She doesn't take care of anybody that way. And she tells them right off the bat, I'm putting the information in for you, but here, I won't have it, and that. So I am curious as to how everybody else handles that, because one of our ambassadors shared with me that it's very frustrating because a subscription goes through, she gets blamed, she's tried to have communication, like those things. And so, I was just kind of thinking about all of that and wondering how the practices are, like best practices, and training more on that and having a system for that. Does that sound in the comments like something that would be helpful?
Absolutely.
Okay. So because I'm just curious, like for the way that I do it now, I've learned so much. Oh my gosh, I've learned so much. But the customer care thing that I do also, I was sending everybody weekly videos like we learned in momentum movement, and I wrote them on my calendar because I have to follow up with my people. I mean, that's just, you have to every week, you know, and I think that all starts even in the beginning when you're setting up expectations for them. So for me, I set up expectations when I'm talking to them on the phone. I let them know this is not a 1 month and done. And anybody that tells me they just want to try it, I backpedal. No matter what my goals are, I'll backpedal them then, and I'll do a customer. And then I will say, let's see how these work. And then next month, once we have a better handle of what's going on in your body, you know, once we start to target a couple of these things, then we can save it and get you a bigger package. You know, let's start you smaller, you know, and then it's almost like becoming an ambassador is like a reward for them. And if they're going to miss a deal or whatever, I just make sure to tell them, like, you know, we'll figure out a deal. I don't have a problem with that. We'll work out a deal, like, you know, if there isn't one, but Plexus has been so good about it. So anyway, I know I'm going down rabbit trails. Wendy and I were worried that was going to happen.
Well, what Lisa what Lisa really, it's her vision, and I completely 100% agree with it, is that we would like to just really dedicate this whole month of March to training on mindset. And we were super thankful because everybody was really willing to like bare their souls and answer these questions honestly when Lisa put it in the chat. And so, I mean, some of the things people said, too many sites to get to. It's impossible to find the information when you're learning things. And I so agree with that. It's so frustrating. Even the new thing that they just announced, I can't find it. Like, I literally cannot find the whole training platform for immune. And like, I spend a lot of time in the back office, and it's anyway, but I digress. People quitting. Retention, consistency from customers, retention, another answer, people giving up too easily, time management, folks not responding to text calls or messages after they start, lack of communication from customers. Those are what people said. And I think we can relate to every single one of those things. And so Lisa and I really feel like we want to devote this next month to training on that, training on mindset, so that we're prepared to deal with each one of these things that stress us out about our business. And what we're also looking for, so everybody be thinking about this, is we really would like leaders to step up from all of our combined teams and volunteer to train on these calls. You know, your experience, what do you do? What's your system? How do you deal with retention? How do you deal when you look at your points from last month and you realize 10 customers dropped off, or 3 new ambassadors that you just signed dropped off? How do you deal with that rejection from people that aren't communicating with you? So that's one of the things that we're looking for next week's call. And for the rest of this month, is we really would like to get leaders to step up and be willing to train about what their systems are. Right, Lisa?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Because I mean, everybody's so different and everybody's approaches are different, but every single one of us has something,
right,
you know, that we have to offer. We have 4 minutes left.
5.
What in the world?
I know, we talked a lot.
Okay. All right. So one of the things from that video that I was looking, as a lion, it means we're courageous, we're bold, we have faith, we have belief. And so that's all of us. It's just, can you bring it out at the time when that person quit? You know, are you able to recover from that loss and how you feel? And to me, it all comes down to your integrity. Did you do your job? Did you communicate? Did you check in every week? Did you set them up for success? Have you checked all your boxes that make you sleep at night, knowing that you did all those things? If you did, then you just let them go. What was it the McCalls always used to say? They had something. Oh, they had a phrase. It was so good.
We'll have to find it for the next video.
Dang it. Anyway, you know, some people you just can't help, and you have to just, you know. But if you've done something wrong, I've had to do that. I've had to come back and say, oh my gosh, I was laid up with my back for 2 weeks. I totally dropped the ball on you. How are you doing? I'm so sorry. I normally by now would have done this and this and this. and try to identify when I'm screwing up. But I do have a weekly system that I do with everybody, and nobody's ignoring me. And if they are, they'll respond a couple days later like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I was so busy, but I'm not getting ignored because I'm really like, I don't know, my consistency has changed in these last 2 months than they have for years, because I feel like I have a system now. So I can drop that in our group, the customer care thing that I'm doing. It's like 30 days of customer care. I don't even know where I got it. I think Christy Jacks, but I'll drop it in there, So I guess I just wanted to kind of just talk about that mindset thing, because I started thinking about marriage and parenting and all of those things. How much, I don't know. I had a lot of counseling through my whole marriage. Lots of counseling. I didn't know what I was doing, but thank God we had counselors that helped us with that. Okay. Same with parenting. How many parenting books do we read? How do we think that we don't need to do that with this business?
That's true.
We have to. We have to grow because we're working with people. Anytime you work with people, it's messy. Right, Sherry?
Yep.
All right. Well, I hope that this made sense to you guys. I hope that we somehow stayed on track a little.
I think we did good. I really do.
Okay. All right. I had other notes, but I think I'm out of time.
Yep. We have 1 minute left, folks.
Okay. So Tom, do you want to train on our next week's call? Tom's a great leader. He leads in business.
I may not be back from a job site next week, but yeah, we can talk about one of them coming up. We've got a all-day event at a college I've got to go to next week. So I may not be back in time, but
okay. We'll have you pick a week. Just pick a week in March and whatever you want.
okay.
Okay. So nice seeing your faces, those of you that showed them.
I heard that. I promise you didn't want me on unmute. Someone in the background has not shut up the entire time. I'm really hoping that y'all recorded
it. Well, we have $1 membership until the 15th of March. So
let's work like it's the end of the month, guys.
Yep. And we're just going to invite to forfeit. I'm going to start, Krista, I'm going to maybe get you to help me with some graphics, because I want to do new updated graphics for everybody's end of the February group.
Yeah, I still have that kind of Valentine one I did for you.
Okay.
So I don't know if we wanted to use that, but
okay. All right.
Great.
Well, love you guys.